valid opinion.
Right. Nishikant Sapam is from the Meitei community. I want to understand from you. Yes, of course, immediate priority is to bring calm and peace to the state. And obviously, all agencies will be employed with that primary motive. But just speaking a little bit beyond that, what is it that the Meitei community wants as a solution out of this conflict? You've seen the reaction of the Kuki community or the Kuki militants, terrorists, whichever way you want to look at it. The Meitei community has been asking for the scheduled tribe right because clearly it is essential to their survival in the state, but obviously it is being opposed. What do you hope to achieve in the near future? Nishikanji, can you hear me? If that was for you, if you can go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Nishikanji, I can hear you. If you can hear me, please go ahead. That question was for you.
Okay, now I'll tell you one thing. You see, first of all, you'll have to go back to what the Meiteis were. When we joined the Union of India, it was the king of Manipur who signed the merger agreement, no other than the king. And when we joined with Kabo Valley, which is in Burma, apparently given away by late Jawaharlal Nehru, the then Prime Minister. And Churachandpur being called Churachandpur, which is what do you call, where the whole thing started off, is named after Churachand Maharaj. So basically what I want to say is that when we joined in at that time, we were all owners of the land, all of us. I'm not saying Meitei alone, all of us. So I just went back to that history, and we were all seen as tribes, all of us. And then in 1951, after census, I think we were not given the SC tag. Then MLR LR Act 1960 deprived us. It was just applicable in the valley and certain areas, like in some areas in Moreh, some areas in Churachandpur. So we got restricted in that area. The valley area is, I'm told, less than 10%. But then again, if you take away Loktak area, the Kaibulamjau area, we'll be left with probably 6 or 7%. And you have not only the Meiteis, which are the majority for people, you have the Meitei Muslims also staying here. You have everybody, the non-Manipuri Indians staying here. You have all the tribal brothers, most welcome, they're all staying here. So imagine that all of us are staying in this place, which is around 7% of the land. And if I've read somewhere that at the time of independence, India's population was only 34 crore. Today we are 140 crore, crossing China. And in 1951, the population of Manipur was 5.7 lakh. Today, in 2011 was the last census we had. We were like 28 or 29 lakh. So right now we must be almost hitting 40 lakh. So imagine a situation like 30, 40 years down the line, we'll probably be 1.5, 2 crore. Where do we go? I mean, there is going to be a massive bloodbath. I mean, really serious one then. So what I only suggest, like for example, when you look at Himachal, which is also a part of India, and Himachal, I have a lot of friends in Himachal who are Rajputs, and they have orchards in Jubbal. So, I mean, Rajput is also, it cannot be termed as a scheduled tribe or a tribe. Rajputs are like way up in the Hindu hierarchy. And they're also, Himachal is a part of India, so is Manipur. So, my problem is a lot with the land, because I am saying let's all sit across the table and share the resources of the state together.
No, so I understand what you're saying. You're saying that 90% of the territory of the state cannot belong exclusively to one section, denying the other section. But given the kind of violent response that has come in, even when this process could have been initiated, do you believe that there will be political will to execute this for you?
The whole startup was not just because of this issue as such.
Fair enough.
There were a lot of things brewing before that. You know, some people crossed over, and I believe they were staying in these forest land, and that's why the Honorable Chief Minister was trying to move them out, and few things were brewing. And then they had this peaceful march on the 3rd, where something happened, and you saw the Meiteis, we will say that this happened, where we saw people with AK-47s roaming around, you know, lighting up the villages. At the minority village, there is a minority Meitei village, and that video reached Imphal, and then it went berserk. So it went so berserk and so quickly that I think the administration wasn't prepared for that kind of speed and kind of intensity of violence.
But what do you make overall of the opposition to the tribal issue? Do you see this being achieved at all? You may have reasonable
No.
reasons. From what you're
Actually,
saying and what everybody knows, that it sounds reasonable that all
It's very
members of the
reasonable.
state
I-
should share the entire state resources. But clearly that is being opposed vehemently.
You see, you know what? When I was in college also, I used to think about this. I mean, that's way long back, like almost 40 years back. But today, even in election campaign, this was very seriously in my agenda.
Sir, I seem to have lost your audio. I'll try and get that back. Let me also bring in Meeta Chakrabarti in the meantime. Meeta ji, the Home Minister is going to Manipur. He's going to be staying there for 3 days. The Congress has been very critical of the way the Manipur crisis has been handled. You're even asking for some time with the president. How do you look at this situation? What is it that you would hope that the government is able to achieve soon enough?
Well, I'm assuming that query was meant for me because I lost the audio for
Yes,
a
Meeta
bit of
ji, for
time.
you. Go ahead.
That's meant for me, right? Yeah. Okay. So, firstly, Manipur, the jewel of Northeast, has been burning, and 25 days later, I think it started from May 3rd. We still haven't been able to see normalcy in the state of Manipur. So, for the principal opposition party, it is extremely painful. We are pained. We are very concerned about the situation in Manipur. More than 73 people have been reported dead. Many properties being burned down. The entire law and order of the state has collapsed. And hence a delegation led by the AICC president, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, is going to meet the honorable president of the nation to discuss the situation. Secondly, I thank the fact that in your channel, you are doing a very important show about the state of affairs in Manipur, because I think in a big section of the media, it has been completely ignored. I cannot understand a situation like this happening in any other state where more than 70 people have died and it not getting the kind of media attention that it really deserves. Thirdly, yes, we do appeal for peace, and we also appeal to the government of the day that at least there be a genuine political will to bring in some amount of dialogue between the two communities, because it's really distressful to see that despite Article 355 being imposed, there is no end to this violence. We see that when this disruption first happened, we saw how Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah went on campaigning in the state of Karnataka. Then Prime Minister was busy with his overseas trip. Then Prime Minister yesterday was obviously obsessed with his own self-coronation. So we believe that not enough is being done.
Okay.
Who is going to take responsibility for the lost lives, for the violence in the state of Manipur? Will the BJP state government take the responsibility? Will the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, take responsibility?
Okay,
So we
fair enough.
appeal to
Those
the
are all
government
very
of the
legitimate
day
questions.
that
I have
more
limited
be
time.
done to
Before-
get normalcy in the state of
Fair
Manipur.
enough. And I think that
And
will
that
be
is
the challenge
exactly
for
what
both
we are
the
going
state
to
governments
raise
and the
tomorrow.
central governments. Very quickly, I only have about a minute or so left. I want to give Rami and Rajat 30 seconds each. But Meeta ji, I want to understand from you, as the principal opposition, are you in agreement that the Meiteis need to be given more access to the land? Because without that fundamental question, I don't think any solution can come.
State resources have to be distributed between different communities living in the state. The problem is a solution. You will not be able to arrive at a solution in a television studio debate. It's a very sensitive issue. And I will be a responsible opposition by saying that there needs to be dialogue and discourse involving and engaging all communities living in the state so that we can arrive at a peaceful solution